Coven, welcome back to the Heathen Hedge Witch. I am Runa Strong and this is my channel, and today I'm going to talk about hedge witches. Like me. What does it mean to be one? What do we do? Because I find that they are an often not as much discussed kind of witch. I have a whole list for you using my Book of Shadows. It's been a while since I've done like a talking head video, so getting back into it. Okay, so one of the main things that hedge witches can do is talk to dead people. I don't know of a single hedge witch that isn't some sort of medium, whether it's clairsentient, clairvoyant, clairaudient. I think it is a key part as being able to be over the hedge between realms that you could access spirits, dead ones. It's not that uncommon for a hedge witch to be able to talk to the dead. And not only do we see dead spirits, but we will also see the spirits of fairies or elementals. And this is something that will really trip people out when they are with me sometimes, because I will just call it out if I see like a big luminous energy in the woods and I'm just like, oh my god, is that a troll? What is that? Is that a tree giant? It's not just a tree nymph, because like I recognize those, they're more or less friendly as long as you respect nature. Like when it's a daunting presence, I'm always like, who the fuck are you? What is this? What do you want? And that is something that I think, because the Christianity version of like ghosts and demons is so limited in what's truly out there, they would label any kind of fairy as a demon, and it's a totally different kind of thing. So yeah, I think a lot of people who aren't as aware of those kinds of things can be a little bit tripped out by hedge witches in those moments, but I think that's my favorite part of it, is being able to see the creatures that others would probably tell you, oh, those aren't real, those don't actually exist, you're crazy, and I'm over here seeing it with my real eyes like, yeah, about that. A really common hedge witch belief is animism, because as I've said before, we see a variety of spirits, and sometimes that spirit is the spirit of a crystal or the spirit of a plant that we are asking to work with. It is a common belief within that hedge witch practice to follow the animism ideals of everything, you know, like in Pocahontas, every rock, every tree has a spirit, has a name, and it is a very simplified version of what animism is, and that is rather common with hedge witches. My leg just slid on the leather chair and it made a really weird sound. Most hedge witches are rather eclectic. Some of them would look like a green witch when you first see how they do their practice, because they prefer to harvest and get their own ingredients for themselves. And I'm kind of getting to that point myself. I'm not the best green witch. I'm not a green witch. Like, I'm just not. Did y'all see my greenhouse video? We just had to tip that over, and we're just letting Mother Nature do her thing with that bed at this point, because that greenhouse sucked. I am just at the point of, you put the seed in the ground and the ground does magic of its own, and you don't need to help it. If it doesn't want to grow, it doesn't come. And I know that there's green witches where everything they touch turns to something beautiful and flourishy, and that's not me. But there are a lot of hedge witches that do like to do green witch magic. There are a lot of hedge witches like myself that like to do kitchen magic. I like making potions. I like adding a little bit of some to make everything sparkle. Even if it's mop water, I'll add salt to it. Or I will just straight up throw salt on the ground, which literally makes the ground sparkle. It looks cool, and it lets you know that your ward has been set, and that's one of my favorite folk magic things that we will talk about in a future series called Magic in the Mundane, coming next week. But for now, let's focus on hedge witches. With our abilities to see other energies, something that is really common with hedge witches is doing energy work, doing healing work, and that is something that I'm trying to start doing on a more professional level, which is taking a lot more than I had initially anticipated, just because starting a business in America these days, it's hard. But we're getting there, and I'm trying to manifest this before my birthday. So if you would like to assist in that, feel free to do the Patreon thing. You know, I'm not going to talk about that too much though, because I really don't like the awkward promo of it. So let's just stay focused and talk about building connections, and not just like social media connections, but psychic connections. Something that we will often do is tarot readings for people, and other divination methods, whether it's with the pendulum or osteomancy using bones. There's a very big variety of divination tools that you could use, and that is really common with Hedge Witches because we channel so well one-on-one in person, and that's actually probably my favorite part of like being on Midgard in this realm, is the third eye connection to other people. Something else you will also see a lot of Hedge Witches being really interested in is the paranormal. I mean, spooky shit. We all love that shit because we can see it, and it's really cool when you find other people, when you talk about the things that you've seen and you've experienced, and they don't look at you like, but they're like, wait, it did what? And like they actually like, they get it. They understand this stuff is real, and I'm not like psychotic or something. I just have a gift, and I can talk to ghosts, or I mean, I don't really talk to elementals because they're a very primal, chaotic energy. So I just kind of be like, oh, and then that's it. But you know, every different like being has its own way of interacting with humans, and that's something that I'm still learning on this path, and that will probably be its own series in the future as well. So look forward to that, because I'm looking forward to the creatures and all of that stuff that we can talk about in that series. So lots of fun stuff coming the next couple months. One of the things that I do really well, again, because of the energy work and being able to sense energies and all of this stuff, is cleansing and warding. I'm really, that's probably my best magic that I do. I like to say that I'm good at manifesting, but I'm not the best manifester. If you want really good manifestation tips, I suggest looking into Mia Magic. They've got some awesome stuff going on over on that channel, and Sky Life shares about stuff like that as well. So look into them if you want manifestation stuff. I'm still kind of figuring it out, and I know the basics, but I'm not like a guru on that. However, I am really good at cleansing, warding, and banishing if I need to. And I am really good at coming into a home and sensing what it is. Is it a leech? Is it a shadow person? Is it their own negative energy that's residual and lingering and recreating old patterns? That's something that I'm really growing with quite rapidly in my path, and it makes me want to do paranormal investigation so bad, because it's like, if I could help a family not just figure out what it is but then get rid of it, that would be like, this is why they gave me these gifts. Thank you, Hel. Thank you, Freya. Hell, the goddesses. You know what I mean? Like, that would be like prime. Something else. It's a big list. Like, it's, woo! Oh, I almost just dropped that on my cat. I scared him. I didn't hit him though. Are you okay? It's a big list. But something else on here is past life regression. That is one of my favorite kind of readings to do with people. I put it in its own category because it uses more of the medium gift than the third eye psychic connection. It's a mediumship and crown chakra connection. If you follow that, cool. If not, I just spoke like Greek to you, but it's fine. And that's something that I really enjoy, because that's where I get a lot of more clairvoyance. A lot of my information comes through audience or Clearcognizance, where I just know it, probably because I learned it in a past life and my higher self remembers it. That's my theory on Clearcognizance, but we'll get into that in another video. But yeah, I feel like I get so much from the medium side of stuff to really help people on a healing perspective, and not just, what do I do for this job, but like, why am I afraid of water? Why is my inner child still wounded? I thought I did the shadow work for this, but it's like your past life inner child that's wounded. It can be a lot, right? And it's really intensive at some point. Intense and extensive. It's a really extensive reading for some folks, and sometimes it has to be done through multiple sessions. Like, we figure out who they were, and then we move forward with that. And that's something that I like. A lot of these topics could be their own video, honestly, because a hedge witch is a busy witch. It's that simple. Two of my favorite things I saved for last because it is some of the most rewarding work, and that is topic 1, generational curses and generational blessings. You have both. It's not all one or the other. You need to do the work to remove the roadblock, and then the blessings will just flow in. I mean, it's like you broke a dam down and now the river is flooded, and it's flooded with abundance and blessings for you. So, I mean, it's a hard work process, but it is also a hefty reward that comes through. And I think that takes the cake. It is one of the best parts about being a hedge witch, about being given these gifts from Hell and from Freya. And again, I know I took that video down. I'm planning on redoing it in a little bit more professional way like this. Because when I very first started YouTube, I was just rediscovering how to use a camera again after a long time, and I'm enjoying it, and I've got a lot of ideas, and I'm getting distracted, and I'm sorry, I'm ADD. It is what it is. Let's focus. There's also ancestral veneration. There's also ancestor work and honoring your ancestors and stuff like that, and that is something that I really enjoy too. That is when someone will come in for a reading and they will have like a photo or a necklace or an army badge or like the dog tags or something like that, and they will lay that out and be like, do they have a message for me? And that you just like wake up your hands and you hold it. Oh my gosh, some of the things that come through, I will just sit there and cry with my clients because it is so powerful, and it is such an honor to be able to do that for people. And I really hope that we can finally get the LLC and everything going so we can get there, because I'm really excited for what the future holds once we can get our own roadblocks out of the way and get going. So yes, if you watched all the way to this, thank you so much. If you're a heathen, please subscribe. And I have so much fun content planned for like the next 3 or 4 months. So please consider subscribing if you are into spooky season stuff and you want to learn more about the paranormal and you want to learn more like potions and stuff. I have so much planned for you. I had a little break off. I wasn't planning on taking another break so soon, but my house got hit with some chaos. I'm gonna chop a clip in right here so you can see what I'm talking about. You see that shit? Yeah, that sucked. One step at a time. We're here, we're on YouTube, we're building the community. It's already started in Discord. It's free to join. There's no, it is connected to the Patreon, but it isn't exclusive through the Patreon. So if you would like to join, but you can't afford a Patreon, that's fine. The Patreon is just kind of like a personal blog. I'm sharing some snippets of things that I've been writing there. If you're interested in that, cool. If not, no pressure. Yeah, I think I've talked about all the things I wanted to talk about in this video. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay weird and make wise choices. I will see you next Wednesday with another witchin' video. Until then, love and peace. Bye. Like my new background? I love this thing. And I still need to iron my tapestry. We're not super professional looking here yet, but we're getting closer, so that's nice.